Hello, and welcome to our third Moody Talk on guilt. So, I chose guilt for the month of December because I think it's an emotion that many of us may feel during the holiday season, and we just don't talk about it. There are many reasons why people may feel guilt during, the holidays. And I wanted to touch on it and figure out what we can do to help ourselves when we are feeling guilt. So, if you haven't watched the first two Moody Talks, the first one was about what is guilt, right? Guilt is the disappointment we feel in ourselves when we've gone against our own morals or values. Okay. We also spoke about justified and non justified guilt. Justified guilt meaning that we went out of our way to go against our morals or values. Maybe you hurt someone and you knew that it wasn't right, but you did it. And so that is justified guilt. What is not justified guilt is when you do follow your own morals and values and people don't like that. So we tend to feel guilt unjustified because others are making us feel that way. So it's a good distinction to have. And last one, we talked about the different types of guilt, and especially the guilt we have in the holidays when we're depressed because we don't feel like we're giving 100% to the people we love who are honestly looking for that from you, right? And we talked about how we don't have to be the, always on holly jolly person during the holidays, and it's okay. So this third one, I'm going to get into it's a skill that is really great for looking back on situations that have caused us guilt, that have caused us emotion. Okay? And it helps us to figure out what we can do to help ourselves, to make us feel better, the coping skills that we can create for maybe the next time something like this situation might happen again. So it's called chain analysis, okay? And you're going to use this coping skill to figure out the cause of a behavior, including an emotion, and plan to solve the problem, okay? So there are different types of behavior that we do, right? We have actions, that is a behavior. Actions that we take. Maybe we had an argument with a loved one, with a partner, something like that. Then there's cognitions, thoughts that we've had that cause us to feel an emotion, right? And that could be brought on by a situation, right? And then there's the body sensations that we feel when we feel an emotion. And I think this is important because sometimes we may feel body sensations that we truly don't understand why. We're feeling a specific emotion and we don't understand the body sensations that go along with that emotion. And then there are events and feelings. So events being the cause of why you're feeling the way you're feeling, the emotion that you're feeling in the moment. Okay? Let's get into a chain analysis. So this is what a chain analysis looks like, okay? So it has all these different chain links to it. And it starts with our vulnerabilities, okay? And then the prompting event that caused us to feel the feeling that we're feeling. There are little links that we use, and these are the steps. These are the information of the event, all of the things that went along with it in detail. So these links are going to be the step-by-step of what happened to cause you to feel the emotion. And then there's the consequences that happened, right? And then the problem behavior that we had when we were in this event, okay? So, first things first is to describe the problem. For an emotion, describe your thoughts and feelings, okay? Describe the intensity and don't leave out a single detail. And then you're going to describe the prompting event, such as getting into an argument and what led up to it. What was going on with your emotions and life right before that? Okay, so let's set up a little situation. We're going to set up a holiday situation. You are you're getting everything together for the final, the big hurrah of the holidays, the final dinner, big family dinner, or getting together everything the night before the holiday, like Christmas. So you're trying to get all the presents together, doing all the work, and forgetting a few things while you're out, and you're feeling very overwhelmed with all the things that you have to get done before the final celebration. Okay. So the vulnerabilities in that are, if you think about it, the stress that you're feeling about getting everything done on time. It's also the vulnerabilities may be that you're not feeling well, right? Maybe you're really tired because you haven't been sleeping. Okay. So that is a vulnerability. That is going into a situation, what you're feeling before that situation happens. And that can be the reason why something becomes so intense, right? Because we have these vulnerabilities to start. So the prompting event would be you're doing everything you possibly can, and your partner is asking you to do something else for them. Like they want you to do another thing, and you just don't have the time or energy for it. So you get mad and you snap and you end up having an argument, right? So that is the prompting event. So the links are, you're going to go through the exact situation, every step by step that was happening, including what you said, what the person said back to you, what you said again after that. The entire situation, including, and then I stomped off, right? Okay. So those are all the different links. These are the things that are, part of the problem in getting to where we need to get to in the analysis. Okay. So let's see. So we talked about describe the vulnerabilities you may have had before or during the event. Were you feeling ill? Were you stressed out by other events? And then you're going to describe the event in painstaking detail. So bullet point each part, and that's what I'm talking about here. You're going to go moment by moment of what happened in the situation. Okay. Next, describe the consequences. Be very specific about how you reacted to the other person or people at the time and later on as well. How did the others react at the time and later? What effect did the event have on you and your environment after? So let's say, after the fight, you're not speaking to each other. It's complete silence between the two of you. You're not even sitting in the same room together. You don't want to even be in the same room or speaking to them at all. Okay, so that's consequence of the prompting event. So you're going to write down those consequences and how did you feel after? Were you angry? Were you sad? Were you taking actions like throwing things, stuff like that? We do that. Like you're wrapping a present and you're getting really mad, and suddenly you throw the tape. You're going to write down. You're going to get that in. You're going to put the whole situation out. Okay. Create a list of skillful behaviors for each detail. Choose links that were the key moments in the event. So the key moments that you maybe felt most intense, right? You're going to take those and you're gonna sit back. This is a tool that you use after, obviously, because we're talking about prompting emotion. But what this is going to do for you is it's going to help you to remember skills that you can use during this. Now, what could be a skill that we may want to use when we're in this prompted event and the links, which are the details? let's say you get to big detail number 2 is right after your partner asked you to do something for them, you snapped back and said, "I'm too busy to help you out," which that intensity, that negative feeling that was being put out now is being put onto that other person, and maybe they're taking that in, and that's where the negativity starts to go back and forth. Well, maybe instead of saying, "I'm too busy for this," you come back to them saying, these are the things that I need to get done, so I will not be able to help you with that. I could really use some help myself. We don't tend to do that, do we? We don't tend to ask for help. We need to put it back to them that I'm also overwhelmed and I probably won't be able to do all of my things. I need help, right? Hard thing to say to someone, but necessary for us to keep our stress levels down and to give ourselves, grace and explain to people what we need, right? So after that, after you create your skills for each link, and it could also be that you say, I have to stop for about 10 minutes and I'm going to go listen to my favorite song and sing it out loud. So these are different things that we can do to take ourselves out of the moment. Okay. Next, ask yourself what could have been done differently. That's where the skills come in. You look back and you're like, okay, so if I practiced, giving myself grace, then I probably wouldn't have jumped down someone's throat, right? I need to practice for myself that I can't do everything and that I have a high stress situation going on by communicating to others. It's very important, okay? Go into repair mode, okay? Whether it be to help you with your emotional response or to make amends to the others involved if you find your guilt is justified, okay? So that means you either help you can do both actually. You can apologize and say, I'm really sorry that I snapped at you, but I'm really stressed right now. I have to get all this stuff done and I need help as well. Okay. And that could be making amends if you want to apologize for the part that you took in the event. Okay. Or maybe you don't feel it's justified that you feel this guilt. So you need to do something for yourself to make you feel more comfortable, feel that emotion less, not feeling the guilt as much. And that can be, again, listening to your favorite song and screaming the lyrics out loud, or sitting down and playing a video game on your phone, like really quick, like just giving yourself 10 minutes to just unwind a little bit. I know that you probably have so much more to do, but giving yourself that 10 minutes can make a huge difference. Okay? So this is chain analysis. Again, this is a really, really great skill that you can do after the events that you've had. And it helps you to build a toolbox, again, of coping skills that you can use when you're feeling an intense emotion, like the stress from trying to get everything done for Christmas or, the holiday dinner. So I think it's really important for us, I'm going to say it again, that we give ourselves grace during this time of year and we give others that as well, because we're probably not the only stressed people. And for us to avoid feeling that guilt, we need to take care of ourselves so that we can react well to others. Okay? I hope this helped. And I will be back next week with our final Moody Talk on Guilt. Have a great rest of your week.